Trying again. If you all are hanging in there with me, I appreciate it. I can't give up so easily. I'm gonna try again here. The internet has been working for us in our regular life, so we haven't had any issues. I'm gonna try again here. The internet has been working for us. Okay. In our regular life, so we haven't had any issues. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. It's buffering now?
It's on a loop again.
It's on a loop. Okay. My friend Caroline is here, so can you see me clearly? Or am I on a loop? I'm trying to decide if I need to cancel or keep going.
I think it might be working.
I think that I'm gonna, okay, she could see me clearly. Okay, I'm gonna off. Yeah, then I'll keep going. All right, thank you. I love you. All right, we are here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, sorry for the technical difficulties. If you are hanging in there with us, or me, I appreciate it. Thank you, honey, to keep looking out for me. I'm gonna keep going, and as long as I see a little number up by the little people icon, I'm gonna keep going. However, I won't have my computer on to watch comments because I'm troubleshooting. I'm thinking maybe my computer is keeping this from working better because I'm watching the live stream technically at the same time that I'm doing the live stream. So maybe that's too much. So if I don't see your comment, I'm facing the camera forward, but in a minute I'm going to be facing it to my workspace so that I can paint, and I might not see your comment, which is frustrating, but that's, I don't know how to figure that out right now still. But anyways, so I wanted to say hi. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you being here. If you are new, then I'm Nat. I am coming to you from my school bus art studio, and my school bus home is behind me here, this purple bus. And last week on my actual YouTube video, I played with air dry clay for the first time. I had a lot of fun, and I like freehanded cut out these little cat shapes, cat heads. And I'm going to paint those today. What I want these to be are magnets. And also I have in mind, probably not this big, but maybe make some smaller ones that are little pins. And I have been drawing these little ugly, well, they're not really ugly, they're cute to me, but they're little marker cats. And so I thought that that was my inspiration to kind of make my magnets as well. So since the YouTube video on Friday, when I cut these, they have dried, and I have applied gesso. So it's a clear gesso, and I've had this for, I don't know, years and years and years when I was going to paint more on on canvases. Anyways, I applied gesso, I dried it with the heat gun, and I tested, like, I started painting a little bit of white on this, and it worked good, so that's what I'm gonna continue with. And yeah, I have been looking all over my little bus studio today for the magnets that I have, but I can't find them. But they are here somewhere, so I'm not giving up. So eventually these will be actual magnets. I don't know when that'll be. But if you're just joining, welcome. We had a little technical difficulty. Hi, Eileen. Thanks for coming back. We had a little technical difficulty. Hopefully that's behind us. And If you're new, please let me know where you're watching from. That's the right words. I did want to, I don't know how to show you guys, but I think about a week or so ago on Friday, I did a outside plein air watercolor by the creek video. And within a couple days, I got a message on the video that Sally had painted me painting at the creek. And I was going to share that with you guys, but I am using the phone that I could show you on. So anyways, Sally, I just appreciate, I just had a chat come in. I appreciate you painting that and sending that to me. I love it. It's adorable. And what I'll try to do is after the video today, I'll try to post that on my little post feed for this channel so that everyone can enjoy the artwork that you did. And I think that's the first time that I have received a painting of myself, possibly ever. And especially, it's definitely the first time on my YouTube channel that I have received such a thoughtful gift. And you are very talented, and I appreciate you using me as your muse. So, yeah. Also, I'd love to hear what you all are working on. I have been very busy on the iPad the past 2 weeks because I did a little quick offer for some illustration commissions. My husband and I are saving for a car that we can run around town, a home bus, and it's kind of difficult to run around town. So our friends have been gracious enough to drive us around when they go to town, or let us use their car sometimes. And the need for a car is getting greater and greater. So I've been kind of going back to a little bit of a hustle mode on doing commissions for people. And so I haven't been doing as much hands-on art. And so I'm really happy to be here, taking the time today to paint. And yeah, if I don't see your comment, again, I apologize. I'm trying to keep the live stream working by keeping my computer off. I don't really know if that's helping or not, but we'll see. And I figured we'd go ahead and get started. I have some paints on my workstation that I'm going to use. Like I have these little golden paints, and Winter has blue eyes, so I think I'm going to use this Blue Lagoon for his eyes. And I also have these Posca pins. So I thought on one cat I might do Butch, who is our foster cat. He's orange, so I might try these. I want to experiment. If you know me at all, I like to experiment because I kind of, after, a really young age, I stopped experimenting and I just started being way too critical of my own art. I don't know if that stemmed from trauma or other people being critical of my art, but I kind of shut down, and I never thought that anything I ever drew or painted was good enough. And I think a lot of us probably grew up that way, where we were more creative as children, like really young children, and then we kind of lost our way a little bit with the way life is. And so this channel is all about me getting back to play and encouraging you to get back to play. And just, it helps my brain to not overthink it and just have fun. And sometimes it's messy, and sometimes it's ugly, and sometimes the results are not what you want, but that's all part of the creative process, right? So that's what we're doing today. All right. Okay, let's get going, guys. I have my little workstation set up. Earlier, I took this little sandpaper and I sanded these guys. They had like little bumps and raised pieces of clay and stuff. I had never worked with the clay before, but it came out really smooth. And this is 220 grit sandpaper. I did try a higher grit, 400 grit sandpaper, but it did not work at all. It did not take anything off or smooth anything. So after I sanded them, I cleaned them with a dry paper towel, and then I applied gesso just on the top because I didn't want to put gesso on the sides before the live stream. So I can go ahead and paint the top surface. I'm really probably not going to paint the back anyways because it's going to have a magnet on it, but I was thinking about doing the sides, you know, but today I'm just going to paint the tops. So let me change the camera angle. Bear with me here. Got to figure out which way this is going. All right, going this way. Okay. My little work area today. Probably gonna move this guy over here. So you guys can see better what I'm doing. Okay, so Winter is my white floofy cat that I post about a lot here. And he is more floofy, so I made like this cat with big furry jowls. And then Butch is more smooth. He's like a wire hair, I guess you would call it, cat. And so I'm either going to do Butch in this one or this one. That's the orange cat. And then I also made these little paw shapes. Those will be fun. And then a little square. I didn't know what I was going to do with the little square, but I had the clay left over in the clump that I made, so I decided to just make a little square and then figure it out later. But as you can see, they're not perfect. They are, they're all smoothed out, but like this has a little bit of a pit in it there, but that's on the back. And I think in the world that we're in now with all of the plastic and AI and digital things that are perfect, I'm craving imperfection. So let's see here. Get a paintbrush that I want to put white with. It's too big. Okay, I'm just gonna paint some white on Winter's face. And I'm trying to look up every now and then at the camera so that I can see if anyone's saying anything. I love the community feature, and I actually just saw, I'm a subscriber to, I think she just changed her name, but it used to be Tanya Talks Too Much. And then she just changed it recently to Tanya Is Too Much. And so, anyways, I don't get to see her videos as much as I'd like to, but I saw she posted yesterday that she enabled the community tab or something like that. And I think I have that as well. So I'd love to hear from you all if you would like to, maybe I'll do it this way so that the texture is not stripy, like, you know what I mean? It's more floofy looking. I don't know if that's showing on the screen, but what was I saying? Oh, I think that it would be fun to have you guys post on the community tab, like your art or your creations, or just what you're doing, and I could do that too. So let me know if that's interesting to you. I might get the heat gun out to kind of dry the paint quicker. Oh, I could post Sally's picture in the community tab. Just thought of that. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make a post about the community tab, and then people that see it and want to be part of it can do that. Let's see. I think that I'm going to just paint those three things white. Yeah. And then I'm going to finish winter here because he's already started. I'll tell you what. It's kind of been hard to be positive lately. But having said that, I want you all to know that having this little channel and interactions with other creative people or people that appreciate and enjoy creativity has really helped me stay in a more positive state, because being creative keeps my attention on creativity, and I don't feel so overwhelmed with the happenings of the world that I can't really control. And I think that especially maybe, I don't know if other people in other countries are feeling the angst, but I think that making art, even if it's, not your full-time gig or whatever, is really good therapy to kind of work through, hard times. Well, I think that winter will be his little background. I'm going to paint a little color behind him so he pops out. And then I think I'm going to, can't decide. That one's a different cat that I'm going to do. I can't decide which one I want to do Butch with. I'm going to do this one only because Butch's little chin is more pointed like that. That's the only reason I'm picking that for Butch. And I found my little trays. I did find a lot of things. I just haven't found the vacuum. What the heck? I haven't found the magnets yet. Probably don't need very much of that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. That's not good. But... And then what color is this? Oh, that's red. That's going to be too dark. But I might want to mix some of this orange and white so it's not so dark. Well, that's definitely not dark enough, but it's a good base coat, I guess. Almost looks peach. Oh, you know what, guys? I apologize. I didn't turn the big light on. I don't know if you need the light. I'm going to do the light. Just in case it's a better experience. Is that better? You guys see better? Makes me feel better anyways. Okay. I can see better. That might be important. It's a brisk, well, it was a brisk 25 degrees when I started, probably, maybe before I started. So I was worried about being in here today, but it actually is tolerable. I think I'm going to turn the heater on because it's kind of getting nippy. That'll help. We can let those guys dry. We're going to do a heat gun, I think. So I need to turn that. That's right. I remember now. I had the heater off because I'm doing the heat gun. Okay, we're just going to talk about tools for a minute. I have this heat gun, which is, what is it called? Chandler tool. Ultimate heat gun. Create something rad. Anyways, it's just the one I picked off of Amazon that was affordable and portable and looked like it was easy. And the other thing I have is called UV resin. I open this box, it looks very overwhelming in there because I haven't worked with resin. I'm a little... Hey, good to see you again too. I'm trying to make notes of people's names. If you could let me know your first name. I don't know what that is, but anyways, I'm making notes of people's handles versus what their names are so that I can actually use your name. Because I'd like to get to know you guys. Anyways, there's a lot of things in this box, and it looks very doable, but I haven't done UV resin before, so I won't be doing that on the live stream because the paint will have to dry and everything, and also I have to open windows and probably wear a mask and all that stuff, but I've kind of avoided resin in general in my life my creative life, because it's basically plastic and I feel bad that I'm making or using making plastic things that will never go away, but here we are. That's sometimes what happens. Okay, let's heat gun these guys. Probably going too low. I'm going to go up a little higher. Okay, that feels dry. All right, carrying on. Well, welcome to the live stream. I see there's a little bit higher of a number than I last looked. So if you're new, say hey. Grab a cup of tea or coffee or your favorite beverage and let me know what you're working on. I'm working on cat magnets because it's fun. Or it should be fun. So far I'm having fun. I have a bin of old yucky brushes that aren't in the best shape, but are definitely usable. That's what I'm pulling from right now. This bin of here, this right here. These are just brushes I've collected over the years, and you know, they're not all my brushes, but they're the ones that I can grab the quickest. Okay, I think I'm gonna paint the little bit of Blue Lagoon on behind Winter here so we can kind of see his shape pop out. Don't want to waste any. Tell me you're a starving artist without telling me you're a starving artist. I try to save every single drop of paint that I possibly can. While also wasting paint. I typically pour too much paint out in the little dish. I'm probably not alone. Very easy to do. I'll put a little white in there because it's really very, very, very dark. Well, dark might be good for the contrast of the cat. Well, I don't know if I'm going to paint the edges because, well, let me see what it does. Because the internet said to gesso it, but what happens if we don't gesso it? What will happen? We'll see what happens. That's what we're doing, right? We're experimenting. I don't mind experimenting on my own little magnets here. I might only get 2 sides done so that I can actually touch it. I think it probably just, back to my not wasting paint thing. I think if I don't gesso it, maybe it might take more paint, might absorb more paint. My OCD says, thank you for painting the... Oh my goodness. I just happened to glance up and see your comment. So I'm so glad I did, because that was funny. I wonder how I can I actually see chat? All messages are visible. Okay, maybe I can see the messages here. Hold on. Okay, I don't think I've missed any. Okay, I did miss that. You live on a smile island about 8 miles from our small town. It's beautiful but can be isolated. It's nice to craft with others. I love that. I'd love to see what others have created and share my art too. Yeah, okay, a community tab is super idea. Eileen is slinging paint on her gel plate this morning. It's fun, no thinking, just playing. Yay! I got my gel stuff out, my gel print stuff out the other day, but I didn't get to it yet. Okay, we're gonna do a community tab, people. And yeah, I'm glad I painted the edges too. I was gonna paint the edges anyways, but I just didn't know if I was gonna paint the edges before I did the gesso. And I wanted to see if the clay really, what do you call it, absorbs the paint without gesso, or if I need gesso, like if gesso is really needed. Because if I don't use that supply, then, you know, I don't know. I just don't know if I need to. My tea's not hot anymore. Boo. Okay. So Butch is the orange tabby, and he looks really peachy here. I wanted to show you, I think some of you were on when I did these Sharpie cats, but oh, I don't see the one I was wanting to show you. I don't think I showed you this, but this cat kind of reminds me of Butch, because Butch has more of a triangle face, and he has little adorable orange markings, like light orange and dark orange, like orange tabbies do. But I might draw this face on the orange cat. That's why I'm showing it to you. Okay, so Caroline says, I think without gesso works fine with acrylic paint. Okay. Well, I like hearing that, and it looks like it is. I might have missed a spot there. Oopsie. But I'm not complaining. I think that would work fine too. And I don't mind not having to do that step if I don't have to do that step. Wonder if this color would show up. Okay, it will. So I might go over Butch with this orange. That's more of the orange that I wanted. Have you guys played with Posca pens? I think this is my second set of Posca pens. My first set, maybe I tried to do art while I was doing digital marketing. That didn't really work out too well. But during that time, it was like 2013 or something, I got my first set of Posca pens, and I had a friend that was like really interested in having creative what do you call them, markets, and she invited me to participate, and so I did, and I got some mailboxes, and I drew florals and Hawaiian type scenes and stuff on the mailboxes for the market, and I used Posca pens, I think for the first time, and I started watching all these what do you call it, videos, what I'm making right now, videos of people doing Posca pen art, like Drew Brophy, I think that's his name, and then there was a Mark Longnecker in Brevard County. He's a tattooist, and I think he might have done what do you call it, surfboard art. Brevard County is kind of a surfing place. That's where Kelly Slater came from, if you ever heard of him. He's an old man now. Well, he's not. He's younger than me, but, you know, he's in his 50s. So. Okay, so that's going to be Butch's paw print. I'm going to try to get the heat gun back out now and dry these guys. And then I'll start putting the pink on the paw prints and the faces on the cats. Do this pink, I think. Let's get the heat gun back out and check the chat. I think I figured out how to do it. Chat are visible. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything new. The heat gun is where? Okay, here it is. I feel like that absent-minded professor sometimes. Those continue bit and paint. First draw Winter's eyes on here and then paint this magnet. Winter has very, I guess all cats do, but Winter's eyes are very, very almond shape. Like they're very, like perfect little almonds. He also looks a little cross-eyed sometimes. That's okay, we don't care. We love him. You have to let me know, are you guys cat people or dog people? I used to be a dog person, except I did have a cat when I was younger. But he was an outside cat. He followed me home when I was walking the dog one day. And and I had a cat. So when I was going to college, I got a cat, and he was an orange tabby, and his name was Obo, and he was a little pistol. When I would go to college, like for the day classes and come home, when I got home, he would be so mad at me for leaving him that he would like go to my drafting table and like look at me and then scratch my posters, because I had like a bunch of music band posters like we all did in the 80s and early 90s on my wall. And he would scratch those like, he would look at me like, hey, look over at me. And then he would scratch the posters. But when I got married the first time, we moved into a house that had a mother-in-law suite, and we were able to live rent-free for the first 6 months to kind of give us a leg up. And our friends that, you know, hosted us, he was very allergic to cats, and so we had to I had to give Obo to my dad. Oh, you have chickens and a dog. Cool. When we have land, I want to have chickens. I don't want to eat them. I just want to have eggs. And there's a little chicken that kind of came with this property when our friends purchased it. The chicken was here, and her name is Ella, and I just adore her. She is a doll, and has a lot of personality, more than I ever thought a chicken would have. But and then, you know, we have Kinsey girl. She is right over there. Kinsey, say hi to our friends. Good girl. You're a good girl. Yeah. Winter isn't in here because he was in here earlier, but he was acting like he didn't want to be in here, so I put him back in the home bus. But anyways, after we rehomed my cat to my dad's, and I started having children, I developed allergies to cats. And so I didn't even think, you know, a cat would ever be in my life again. And then as I got older, I noticed I could be around some cats, but not all cats. And that was interesting. And then in 2024, when my little soul pup, Kona, he was my little long-haired chihuahua, he was not doing well, and we were starting to realize that he was going to be leaving us. And my friend that my husband was camp hosting with, feral, not real. What is this? Let's see what you said here. I got to go find your chat. So Caroline has an outdoor cat on the stable yard with 4 horses. She's feral and only comes, oops. Why do you go away? I'm trying to read you. Okay, you have an elderly Rottweiler. I had Rottweilers with my first husband. Adorable pups. Anyways, my husband was camp hosting with a friend, and so we were in the forest in Asheville, and she met these people that came through the campground that just had a litter of kittens, and she really wanted a white cat, and so she coordinated with them to come meet up with them again when they were older, because they were too little. We were not thinking about getting a cat, but when those kittens showed up, she actually offered to foster all of the cats. I think there was 4 in the litter that were available. So my friend fostered 4 of the cats, but before she could even foster them, they were all brought to the campground. And I had no intention of getting a cat, but I tell you what, I looked at that little kennel with the kittens all in there, and there was 2 that were running around like crazy and 2 that were intertwined, like, you know, cuddling, like so close together and sleeping. And I thought, all of them had like super short white hair, but this one that was cuddling with this other one had like floofy little, you know, fuzzy looking hair. And I was just mesmerized by him, and I reached in and picked him up, and that was all she wrote. That little cat spoke to me and is my soul kitty now. But Kinsey is our sweet dog, and she's always so good with the kittens. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me just focus. Let's see here. I tend to get a little messy when I try to do details like this. So I'm going to try not to get too messy here. these little magnets are just for me, but I think it'd be fun to make them for people, you know? Too much paint on there. Can't really do the little tufts out of his ear on clay. I think if I was going to do this one over, I would get my little fine tip. Oh my god. My fine tip black ink pen and do the details on winter instead of the black paint, just because of my hand isn't that steady. Let's see if I can do a little pink bloppy nose with this.